With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series fires things off for round number 12 here in season number 7. What a night, what a race. It's Bristol, baby, right here from beautiful Bristol, Tennessee. High Banks concrete action at the last Coliseum for tonight's Brian Washburns Mac Tools 200. That's right, 200 laps around this half-mile track. Drivers gonna have close corners racing all night long. It's gonna be hard to break away from the field. We'll see which one of these drivers are able to dominate in the blender here tonight. Before we head trackside, though, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. 87 degrees is your track temperature, and for the moment, the pole award belongs to the number 9 of Travis Smith inside of that 946 Designs machine. And how about this? Top of the charts, new quick time here in qualifying, belonging to the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. 1470. Now the fast time sent by Mescal Jr. Only 7 drivers laying a time lap, make that 8 now. Over 16 drivers in tonight's field. And with the playoffs just a handful of races around the corner we've got tonight, and 3 more points paying races before we will head into that championship run. Who's going to get the job done tonight? Who's going to take home the trophy at the last grade Coliseum right here from Bristol Motor Speedway? You're watching the Mac Tools 200. So with the music fading away in the background, just a handful of moments remaining in qualifying. Drivers doing their best to give themselves an opportunity to start from the front. Bristol Motor Speedway, one of these tracks that typically track position can be pretty key. A lot of passing opportunities here at Bristol. You've got bump and runs. You've got dive bombs. You can sail it off in that Larson line on the high side if you can manage to keep it out of that outside wall. So a lot of chances for opportunities to get to the front of the field. And speaking of get to the front of the field, the 55 of Steve Baker. He's going to make his return to the track here tonight with the NextGen Racing Series, and Baker going to put it top of the speed charts. 14:66 is the quick time here in qualifying. Chris Spencer going to go 10th with his first time lap. Lance Yancey in the 77 machine looking for some speed out there. He'll slot just inside of the top 10 with just over 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. 11 drivers on the speed charts with a handful still on pit road. I want to talk a minute about the qualifying effort by that 33 of Brian Mescal Jr., former season champion here with the NextGen Racing Leagues, and just has had quite a bit of a struggle, quite a bit of a rough go about it so far this season. Coming into tonight's race, Mescal Jr. sitting 15th in the points, just on the outside of that cutoff line. Since we're talking about the points, what do you say we go ahead and run it down for you? Let's get some of those graphics on screen. There you can see. Oh, well, we'll get it right for you. There you go. Alex Coffey going to be sitting top of the point standings, ahead by 45 points over Dustin German. Roy Hyde and Brian Littleton are right there with each other. Just a handful of points back, but let's start concentrating around that 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th position. Those are really the drivers that are going to be battling over the course of these next 4 weeks to set themselves up with an opportunity to run for a championship. Rick Snyder, first driver outside looking in, just 1 point behind that cutoff line. Jan Van Leer, 16 points back, and Brian Mescal Jr., 26 points out of that cutoff line. So very doable for those guys. Another 9 points back. So right at about that 35 points back is Brian Beach, the 18, with an outside chance with 4 races left to work his way into the playoffs. So we'll keep an eye on how those drivers go throughout the course of the evening. And it looks like final few seconds rolling off the stopwatch here in qualifying. And quick time front of the field belongs to Steve Baker. He's going to look to start off the front row of the Damian Patton Real Estate starting lineup. So we'll get to that here in just a few short moments. But first, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem. Get things kicked off with your starting lineup, so don't go anywhere. Race fans, will be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And we bring you back live trackside here from Bristol Motor Speedway as drivers begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection and head to the starting grid. We'll get a little closer to the action. Thanks for joining us here tonight. You're watching the Mac Tools 200 laps around this half-mile concrete Coliseum that is known as a Bristol Motor Speedway. What a venue, what a racetrack. If you haven't been to Bristol, I suggest you get there before your time's done, because Bristol, one of those tracks you will not forget. Absolutely phenomenal racing all over, and we're going to have battles all over this racetrack tonight. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, and drivers are going to have to lay down these fast times, fast laps, and see who walks away with a checkered flag. And with the music turning on in the background, you know the sound. You know it's time for us to run down tonight's starting lineup at the Mac Tools 200. Your starting lineup brought to you by Damian Patton Real Estate. Rolling off inside row number 1, bringing the field to the green flag, the 55 of Steve Baker. Brian Mescal Jr. will start just to his outside. Check out that new paint scheme on that 33, representing tonight's race sponsor well. Brian Mescal Jr. will start from second. Back in row number 2, the 9 of Travis Smith and the 19 of Alex Coffey. Brian Littleton and TJ Roberts back in row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, Jan Van Leer and Lance Yancey. Zachary Compton and Chris Spencer round out your top 10. Seth Steele, Roy Hyde back in row number 6. And in row number 7 here tonight, the 199 of Rob Haynes and the 4 of Matthew McMeekin. Dustin German, Waylon McConnell make up row number 8. And back in row number 9, the 69 machine of Kerry Cleaver and the 83 of Thomas Watts. Jacob Delgado will round out the 19-car field here tonight for the Mac Tools 200. And we're going to get set to let these horses run wild here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. Off of turn 4, music will fade and drivers will bring the engines to life, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. Clean clear start for everybody up through the field. Mescal Jr. struggling a little bit now, has Travis Smith just underneath him. Steve Baker stepping away. Way up the racetrack goes Alex Coffey. He'll keep it out of the outside wall, but way up the track, big moment there for Van Leer. I believe that was Van Leer. Yes, it was the number 5 Coca-Cola machine with a big moment out of the corner. Gets the car around and keeps it underneath him. Lap number 2 already on the board with Baker out front, side by side for the 10th position. Compton on the top side. He'll take it for now. drivers all locked up with each other. We'll get back here towards the front of the field. Alex Coffey has the 80 of Brian Littleton all over him. The Hennings restrains number 80 machine looking to gain a position. Your top 6 right where they qualified, right where they started from. And as we turn in this time by lap number 5, going to go on the board. We're going to drop that tiny screen up to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along and find your favorite driver out there tonight as we continue green flag racing early here from Bristol. So the drivers beginning to go single file. We'll begin to step around the racetrack, find some different battles for you just inside of the top 15. Then we can see the 28 machine of Seth Steele going at it with Roy Hyde hot on his trail to double O, looking to get to the front, looking to break into the top 10. Hyde, one of those very consistent drivers so far this season, has not seen a victory lane, but came into tonight's race sitting 3rd in the points. That lets you know how consistent Hyde has been behind the wheel of that double O machine so far this season, still chomping at the bit to get to victory lane. We'll see if he can get the job done for the first time tonight here from Bristol. Meanwhile, back at the front, Brian Littleton going to utilize the high lane and get around and grab that position away. Alex Coffey now going to fall back to 5th. Movement at the front. Travis Smith shot at it of a cannon, and Smith takes the lead. New race lead here from Bristol Motor Speedway. The number 946 Designs sponsored Chevy Camaro going to take the top spot away. Baker going to fall to 2nd. Brian Muskel Jr. sits in 3rd. And I know it's early, but Dirty Air Racing really representing well here at the front of the field tonight. Travis Smith, Brian Muskel Jr., Brian Littleton, 3 out of your top 4 drivers out of that Dirty Air stable. Steve Baker, Smoke Show Motorsports right here sitting in 2nd was your pole award winner. Walked over to David Batten with the state pole award. He's been able to keep it up inside of the top 5, just losing that top spot, running an extreme high line, almost dying in the corner a little bit here. You can see him interlope, carry it way out to the outside wall. Get it fired off and headed back in the right direction. But how about this guy right here, Travis Smith, looking to pull even with Alex Coffey in the win column. Smith with 2 wins so far this season, looking for his 3rd to match Alex Coffey in his 3 race wins so far this season. In more moves at the front of the field, Brian Littleton able to make his way by Brian Muskel Jr., who's now going to lose the position to Alex Coffey. Move the 33 back to 5th, now make it 6th as Lance Yancey goes by. TJ Roberts goes by, struggling on the high side. Freight train underway on the bottom of the racetrack here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Muskel Jr. finally able to close the door and stop the bleeding here. More positions as Jan Van Leer looks to the bottom. Van Leer looks to the bottom, and it looks like big struggle for grip on the high side. The 33 a little bit off pace, and he is dropping through this field all the way back now to the 10th position. We're trying to get our pit road reporters down on that, see if they can't find out any information. Brian Muskel Jr. dropping to the back right now from starting in 3rd, now back to 10th. Starting in 2nd, we apologize. Brian Muskel Jr. started out in 2nd pole position, losing 8 spots so far, dropping down to the 10th spot as we watch Zachary Compton in the 81 machine try to reel in TJ Roberts in the 7, who's all over the tail end of Lance Yancey. A lot of heavy racing action here all over this concrete monster. Bristol Motor Speedway, 20 laps in. We've been clean and green all night long. We'll stay right here. We were going to transition a little bit, but let's stay right here for just a handful of moments. As Compton looking to the outside of Lance Yancey, he's going to grab that spot heading down into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, we roll back across the start-finish line. And turn number 1, everybody still chasing after Travis Smith, who's stepping out. 2.4-second advantage as the drivers head down into turns 3 and 4. Then we see the field zooming by. Love it when we get up close and personal here at the racetrack, bringing you all the sights and sounds from Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching the Mac Tools 200. Back around the racetrack, looking for some more battles. Brian Littleton and Steve Baker going at it. No trouble on the track. Trouble on the track for the first time here tonight. Caution flag will fly, and it looks like a little bit of trouble here tonight for that number 4 machine of Matthew McMeekin. He's going to have a problem. So let's go back. Let's check the replay. Let's see how it went down. There you can see that push. Number 4, little loose off the corner. Back across the track and into the outside wall. A little bit of a spin here. Gives us his best Kyle Busch impression. Going to spin the car around, get it headed back in the right direction, and that's going to be the first caution of the night, coming out on lap number 23. Small hit, no harm, no foul. Arrow not necessarily huge here at Bristol as we head back to the front of the field with race leader Travis Smith, who sees over a 2-second advantage go right out of the window. Smith now going to be your control car. We'll see if anybody heads to pit road. You know, I gotta ask all the crew chief minds out there, what do you think? Caution flag here at lap 26. Too early for tires? If I'm on the pit box, I'm telling my guy right now, you know, look, we get tires, we get fuel. Sure, we're going to be able to run a lot longer, but we're going to be mired deep in traffic. On the restart, I would say no on a pit stop. I would say let's keep this thing out there, and it looks like the majority of the field indeed will do so. Just a handful of drivers coming to pit road. Lance Yancey, Rob Haynes going to come down, get 4 tires in fuel. They'll restart 14th and 15th. So, I mean, there's a lot for these drivers to try to digest here on this restart. Will they be able to get back green flag racing and have that long green flag run that we seen to open up the field here tonight? Over 23 laps of racing before we seen the first caution flag fly. And I would expect it's not the last time we're going to see that caution flag fly, but we'll see how far, how deep of a green flag run these guys can get. Brian Mescal Jr., interesting to see that 33 not coming to pit road, not going to make any adjustments to the car here tonight. A little bit of a rough start of the race. Brian Mescal Jr. started in that 2nd position, now back sitting in the 8th spot, 6 positions down from where he qualified, and really that was just from getting edged out on the high side. I mean, the door opened up and just driver after driver came through on the bottom of the racetrack, able to stop the bleeding though. Mescal Jr. picked up 2 more positions before the caution flag flew, so able to finally get things situated and headed in the right direction. And we're going to get situated and ready to go back green flag racing. This time by pace car lights are out, field double file down the backstretch, and we're getting ready to set sail once again. Smith, your race leader on the bottom. Baker will start from the top. Brian Littleton and Alex Coffey back in row number 2. Pace car into the restart zone. We roll in. Green flag flies for the 2nd time here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. Lap number 3 going to go on the board. Nice, clean, clear start for the majority of drivers out here so far. Littleton looking for a position on the bottom of the racetrack. Baker going to keep it to the high side. Big move from Coffey. Great launch out of turn number 4 there for the 19 Bass Pro Shop machine of Alex Coffey. He's going to get that Toyota Camry fired up here, looking for the front, looking for a podium position. Hot and heavy battle between Littleton and Coffey. Back down into the corner. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Alex Coffey indeed takes that 3rd spot away. Now digging for 2nd on the bottom, looking for a way around Steve Baker, who's running that high side after a handful of laps going Go in our pockets. We'll drop that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see Travis Smith showing the way. Steve Baker sits in second with Alex Coffey. Rounding out your podium drivers, single file through the front of this field. Dustin German making some moves. How about this? That 99 SRTB Mustang looking to get himself a little closer to the front of the field. German with one race win so far this season, looking to get to victory lane once again before we begin our championship run. And we got all-star action coming at you next week. So great racing to bring us back to the track here with the NextGen Racing Series, brought to you by Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. Oh, we got big trouble. The 19's going to go around. Oh, my gosh. Big trouble. A lot of issues now on lap number 37. Caution flag will fly. Let's go high above the track. I do believe the turn 3 drone cam called this one, so let's go back and see what happened to Coffey here. You see Coffey on the bottom of the racetrack make some contact with Baker, hits the inside wall back across the track. 81 wouldn't know where to go. Brian Mescal Jr. caught up. The 4 gets caught up. The 11, the 75. A lot of drivers in this one with nowhere to go across the racetrack, and that's going to do it. Let's go. Let's take a look here. On board with the number 5 Coca-Cola machine of Jan Van Leer. You can see it happen off in front of him. And trying to head to the top of the speedway, and just it's going to close up on him. Slight contact there for Van Leer, so he should be okay. But this will put us under caution for the second time here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll head back to the front with the race leader, Travis Smith. So there it is. Things happen in a hurry here at the concrete jungle. It might as well be a super speedway, because when things happen, you have very little time to react. In such close quarters racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the half-mile concrete giant eating a handful of drivers up here tonight. A handful of guys already listed down and out of tonight's race. Looks like Jacob Delgado, Alex Coffey may have ended his night with that hard impact. Looks like the 19 is on pit road, but has a lot of damage here tonight as we get closer to the corner of the way through tonight's race. Front of the field, a lot of familiar faces still there, but big comers and goers now after that. After that latest on-track incident, Dustin German really going to benefit from this one. He's going to move up 12 positions from where he qualified. That number 99 will start from third up 12 spots. Sometimes it just falls in your lap. In big trouble out front for a handful of drivers. Seas have parted, and big moves being made now. Thomas Watts also benefiting big out of this one. The 83 will gain 12 positions as well. Watts inside of your top 10 now sits in 6th. So as we find ourselves under caution, we're going to take this little bit of time to talk to some of the race fans out there in TV land. Glad you could all join us. A little bit of a break. I know you've been missing the racing action here on Sunday nights, but with the holidays and things of that nature coming up, the All-Star race on the NASCAR side of things, and what a night that was at North Wilkesboro, right? I mean, let's be honest. If that race doesn't prove that NASCAR belongs where it came from, I don't think you'll ever convince them otherwise. I mean, that was an absolute phenomenal night. Big shout out to all of the sponsors and promoters here with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series, pushing things back a little bit, allowing some of the drivers and crews to get down there to North Wilkesboro to watch that iconic race kick off once again from North Wilkesboro. What a night it was, and we've got an all-star event coming at you next week right here with these drivers. Look forward to that, and we're going to go back. Green flag racing once again. On the gas and into turn 1, Travis Smith shows the way. Out of turn number 2, down the back stretch, right into your winning street. There they all go down into 3, coming at you in 4. Smith at the top of the racetrack, going to follow him on that high side. Single final racing as Lance Yancey, first driver to look to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try to pick up that position from Dustin German. Lap number 44 on the board will cross the stripe this time. Lap 45 now shows the way. Close racing action here between your top 4 drivers. Lance Yancey digging at the bottom of the racetrack, looking for some speed, trying to find some forward bump. And as we complete yet another lap here from Bristol Motor Speedway, we'll drop that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Then you see Lance at the bottom looking for third. Will he slide up? Yes, he does. Move that forward performance Super Snake Mustang into the 3rd position. Lance Yancey on a podium run early here at Bristol, just about a quarter of the way through tonight's race, so a lot can still go down, a lot can still happen, and we're going to do a little bit of house cleaning here. And it does indeed look like Kerry Cleaver on to pit road, so Kerry's not going to be mired with a big task in front of him if he's going to gain many positions at all here tonight. Jacob Delgado, Alex Coffey after that contact and trouble, both behind pit wall, heading to the haulers. Early exit from Bristol here tonight for the Georgia native. Alex Coffey not going to have the opportunity to chase after that 4th win, but will walk away with a handful of points here tonight. Does have a pretty substantial points lead. We can give up a little bit here. Not going to hurt his chances at a championship with just 3 more weeks left. Coffee all but guaranteed a spot in that championship 12 as we work our way back across the line. Lap number 52. You can see Dustin German getting a little bit of a wiggle out of the tail end, and it looks like drivers able to stay with race leader Travis Smith on these older tires. Maybe the heat cycles is starting to affect the way that Smith's handling the way that his car is handling at the front. 946. Oh my gosh, in the 7 up the track into the 80. Hennings restraints machine, and Brian Littleton gonna get caught up in this one. The 7 machine of TJ Roberts also involved. A handful of other drivers gonna pile in and catch a piece of this action. So with our 3rd caution of the night, what do you say we go track side? Let's take a look at the replay here, the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet replay, and then we see a little bit after the fact contact between the 7 and the 80. Down the back stretch, trouble. 7 going to get turned into the outside wall, and caution flag will fly once again as we've got leaders down pit road. Travis Smith going to come to pit road. Lance Yancey looks to roll the dice and lead a handful of laps here tonight for the first time. Lance Yancey goes to the top of the scoring charts and becomes our 3rd different race leader so far here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. With our 3rd caution underhand, we're going to take just a brief commercial break. Head back trackside for all your green flag action. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. In back trackside, as promised, non-missing any green flag action as field runs into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get set to let these cars loose once again. Bottom of the racetrack, Lance Yancey, your new race leader on the gas. Green flag flies once again. Here from Bristol Motor Speedway, Travis Smith, first driver on the pit lane under our latest caution, rejoins back in the 6th position. So that's where those fresh tires are. And one driver still yet to hit pit road. Looks like the 83 of Thomas Watts has kept his machine out there on the racetrack yet to come get those fresh 4 Goodyear tires. We'll see how this one fares for the driver with the oldest tires on the track. Watts sitting back in that 12th position. We got some moves for position. Brian Littleton digging on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like the damage has been fixed. Great job by the pit crew down there on pit road. As Littleton will now head up the track in front of the Tabasco number 75 machine of Waylon McConnell, Roy Hyde hot on the trail, and Don Van Leer and Coca-Cola number 5 machine sitting in the 12th position as we cross the line this time by. Lance Yancey will bring us to lap number 64. Time is scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Follow along, find your favorite driver here tonight. You can see Steve Banker down multiple laps here. Your Damian Patton real estate pole sitter has had a little bit of trouble, but I promise you, 3 laps down at Bristol, very doable. You can overcome it. You've got a little less than 150 laps to get yourself back on the lead lap with an opportunity for a shot at it before the checkered flag flies. We'll see how the rest of the race goes here. For Baker, the 55 sits in 14. Meanwhile, we'll jump around the track just a little bit, checking in with the other driver involved in our caution on the track, our latest caution. We can see that number 7 machine of TJ Roberts right behind Travis Smith, digging for position. Go at it here at the front of the field. Dustin German looking to get by the 11 machine of Chris Spencer. That looks like holding things down on the high side is the way to go. Everybody using that mid to high lane in 1 and 2, also 3 and 4 high line prevailing. Digging at the bottom, here comes the 11 of Spencer, looking for position on Brian Mescal Jr. side by side behind him with Travis Smith, early race leader here. Oh, high to low, he's going to hit the button, drop down on the elevator. Travis Smith, top to the bottom. He's going to take a handful of positions here, bring that 7 of TJ Roberts with him. Brian Mescal Jr. stuck on the high side in that backward slide once again as Brian Littleton makes his way by. Roy Hyde going to leave a little bit of a gap, and Hyde will allow Mescal Jr. in that 10th position. Meanwhile, front of the field, Lance Yancey, Zachary Compton going at it. Paul Haynes in the mix now, the 199 on the high side in his Toyota Camry. He looks to try to lead a handful of laps. Less than 20 laps, or less than 30 laps away from the halfway point here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. Mac Tools 200 from Bristol Motor Speedway. Big shout out to Brian Osborne coming on and sponsoring the race here at Bristol along with Mac Tools. Big shout out to everybody back at Mac Tools, and a big shout out to our title and series sponsor, Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. Are you tired of being last? Are you looking for a new ride? You can find it right there at Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, the original Intimidator spot located in Newton, North Carolina. You can also find them in the web and find the link down in the description. Scroll on down below, click the link, head on over to DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. Now with a handful of laps in our back pocket after the restart, big moves being made by that number 9 machine of Travis Smith. He's slowly starting to pick them off and head to the front. Smith now inside of the top 5, sitting in that 4th position all over the rear bumper of the 11 of Chris Spencer. Into the outside wall goes the 77. Is going to scrub a little bit of speed, bottleneck things up here at the front. Let's take a look as TJ Roberts looks to the inside. He's looking for a position on Compton, not able to take the spot away yet. Hornet's Nest at the front. Nancy trouble and now fading to the rear. New race leader at the front. Rob Haynes will become our 5th different race leader of the night. Oh, in contact at the front. The 199 going to go sideways in contact with the 7. Going to finish off the wreck here. The 199 was trying to save it. You seen it happen right there on screen right before our eyes. Contact at the front of the field. Sent the 199 on a slide. Big slide through the corner. Let's check out this drift. Little scrape of the outside wall. Then contact with the 11. 199 trying to save it. The 9 with a little bit of contact as well. Travis Smith with some contact on the rear of that 11 machine. We'll see how substantial that was. Appears to the 199 going to get a little loose after the outside wall. Off of the front end of the 11. You can see him trying to save it. There's the contact with the 7. So under caution once again for the 4th time here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll head back to the front of the field. Chris Spencer will show the way. Travis Smith right behind him. Steve Baker, lucky dog recipient. He's going to get one of his multiple laps back. Old Baker going to be listed just 2 laps down now. As correction, we now have our 5th different race leader with the 11 of Chris Spencer going to the front of the field. The 199 was our 4th race leader of the night. And I don't know, it seems like being in the race lead may be a little bit of trouble. I mean, being in the front of the field, that's where all the problems have happened. That's where the issues have lied. So we'll see if it continues to plague the drivers at the front. Kelly out there in the chat. Nah, it's not you. I promise. It's Bristol. You know, there's a reason why all the fans love it here at Bristol. There's a reason why drivers have a love-hate relationship. It's a beautiful facility, great racing action all over the track. You kind of can't get away from each other unless you're able to stretch things out and kind of step away from the competition. You never get a moment to relax. I mean, we're sub 15-second lap times here at this concrete half-mile high-banked Coliseum. That, I mean, your qualifying time, 14:66, I believe it was. Yes, indeed, a 14:66 by Steve Baker. We're running 14:72s, so right on that qualifying pace, and that's in race trim with another 18 drivers on the track with you. So just everybody all over each other. Short track racing at its finest here from Bristol Motor Speedway, and that is why this place will never die. One of the best tracks in NASCAR, hands down. And well, there's always something to talk about when you walk away from Bristol, whether it's good or bad. Bristol will leave you talking. I can assure you that. In front of the field for the restart, it looks a little something like this. Chris Spencer, your race leader, will control the restart on the inside lane. Travis Smith to his outside. Compton and Littleton back in row number 2. Row number 3 for this latest restart. Dustin German and Roy Hyde. Waylon McConnell, Jan Van Leer, Lance Yancey, and TJ Roberts round out your top 10 for this latest restart. Off of turn 4 into the restart zone on the gas, and green flag flies. So once again, here from Bristol Motor Speedway, 9 laps away from the halfway point, and Spencer looking to set sail. To back up from the racetrack a little bit. Big run out of turn number 4. Smith looking for the race lead. Bottom of the racetrack, the 9. Looking for the top spot. Here comes the 99 of Dustin German looking for position on that Hennings restraints. Number 80 of Brian Littleton. Smith digging at the bottom for the top spot. Out of 4, has it at the line. Travis Smith moves back to the point, back to the top spot. Whoa, look for a slide job, not able to do it. The 11 going to catch a piece of the wall. That's going to slow the run out of the 99 of Dustin German. Now Smith with a clear race advantage at the front of this field. Brian Littleton looking to work over the 11 on the bottom of the racetrack. Here we go back into 3 and 4. Maybe digging on the bottom, gets a great on the forward bite out of that 80 machine right now. Move Littleton to second. Dustin German going to take over third as Spencer falls to fourth. Lance Yancey taking at the bottom of the racetrack. Going at it with the boy behind. Here comes that 7 of TJ Roberts. What a recovery by Roberts on his way back towards the top 5 position. Oh, that was close. Does anybody else almost stand up in their seats? Or is it just me? I don't know. Maybe it's the old school racer in me that I see it coming. I'm like, ooh, I tense up a little bit. That was pretty close between those 4 drivers. Chris Spencer going to bear the brunt of that close racing action. The number 11 going to fall back from the top spot, and now hanging on to the 7th position has a fast 75 of Waylon McConnell coming up behind him. The 199 of Rob Haynes looking to get back to the front of the field. Haynes has led a handful of laps here tonight, really working that high side. You can see that big run on corner entry and through the center, gains a ton of time here. Dustin German running in that 3rd position, very similar line. Yancey right there running in that 4th position. Let's head back up front, guys. Let's go right here. We got a 3-car battle. German, Yancey, Roberts all going at it. Brian Littleton not too far right there. So a battle for the final podium spot. Just 5 laps away from seeing the crosshair sticks here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Travis Smith liking this longer green flag run. You can see him separating himself just a little bit from fellow competitor Brian Littleton. That Hennings restraints number 80 machine sitting comfortably in second, a half a second advantage for your top 2 over this 3-car battle for the final spot on the podium. 3rd highly contested right now. That number 7 digging on the bottom of the racetrack, and I'm telling you, TJ has got some speed. Going to get a little closer to the track. This number 7 machine absolutely lights out here tonight. Has been involved in a handful of incidents, but able to work his way back through the field. And look at this, that 7 going to make it work on the bottom of the racetrack, and TJ will take over that 3rd and final podium position. Lance Yancey going to yield the spot for a moment. We'll jump back outside of the car and back around the track. Let's bring you some of the racing action here. Well, we're going to stay right here. Your top 3. Throw a blanket over them. Lap 100 on the board. Crosshairs on display. Halfway point here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Contact in the corner. Oh, boy. Lance Yancey able to save that. He wrecked it. He just didn't crash. Wow. Good hands by Allstate moment behind the wheel of that Super Snake number 77 Ford Performance Machine. The Mustang driver Lance Yancey, they had grabbed a wheel right there, kept it out of the outside wall. Major save here late. The race halfway point behind us now. As things heating up at the front. TJ Roberts going to take the race lead, and check him out. He has stepped out. Stepped out and away. Almost a 1-second advantage for TJ Roberts. What a recovery by this number 7 machine. Now building that gap, knocking on the door of a 1-second advantage, but look out front. Lap traffic will be coming into play very, very shortly. And caution flag will fly. Caution flag flies. Here on lap 104, the caution flag will fly. We're going to keep our eye out there on the track, and it looks like the debris caution will bring the field to a crawl back behind the pace car. Littleton going to head to pit road. It looks as if race leaders are going to head to pit road. Robert Smith, German, all to pit road. Rob Haynes He's going to roll the dice. Looks like Haynes going to stay out. He was just on to pit road back at lap number 80. Some 26 lap hold tires, but he'll lead him back to the green flag, getting his lap, one more lap back. Look at Baker clicking him off, man. He's got one more lap to make up, and then watch for Baker to try to make some moves. Fifth caution of the night here on Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to take an opportunity, pay a few more bills. Don't go anywhere, race fans. Will be right back here from Bristol Motor Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in and back trackside here from Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching the Mac Tools 200 here with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. Pace car lights are off. We're going to set the field afire this time by left-hand turn by the pace car to the restart zone. We roll and wait for it, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Big move to the bottom of the racetrack. You can see Lance Yancey dropping to the bottom of the racetrack. Going to cover that run from Thomas Watson, the 83, who was last to pit road back on lap number 80. Going into the outside wall, pancaking the right side of Mac Tools. The 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. A little bit of contact with the outside wall, but Mescal Jr. going to keep skating around at the front of the field, digging on the bottom. Here comes TJ Roberts. Oh, contact with the 83, and Roberts going to lose a little bit of momentum here as we work our way down the backstretch, and oh, into the corner and contact. Big trouble. Caution flag will fly. Caution flag flies once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Contact between, I believe that was the 83. No, that was not the 83, possibly the 11 of Christopher Spencer and the 7 of TJ Roberts. They will mix things up here between themselves, and contact will bring out our latest caution of the night. We're going to take one look at it here. There you can see the 11 on the bottom of the racetrack. We're going to try to look for this one. Let's see if we can't see what happened here. There you can see Dustin German and the 7 going to come together on the backstretch. 7 going to go around. A little bit of contact behind the 99. The 5 going to pile in a little bit, and that's going to bring out the latest caution. So there it is. Rob Haynes looking like a genius out front right here. stayed out, kept the position. Fresh tires behind him, over 25 laps difference on the tires, but with a quick caution, Haynes looks to lead. A handful of laps here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. And the list of drivers that have had contact and trouble is starting to grow, starting to look a little more like a race at Bristol. I mean, to be honest, I mean, everybody talks about, the Darlington stripe. You could expect contact with the outside wall at Darlington. Well, here at Bristol, you could expect contact, period. You're going to have contact with somebody or some part of the outside wall, possibly even the inside wall, at some point in time in the race. The odds of you walking away from Bristol with a clean, straight car, I don't want to say none, but very slim. This is one of those short tracks, as we've already mentioned, that when things happen, the track just kind of gets blocked up, clogged up, and, well, you find yourself involved in it in the blink of an eye. Case in point tonight, Jan Van Leer caught up again in a mess in front of him, not able to get the car woe down in time. The Coca-Cola number 5 machine of Jan Van Leer will stay on track, but he does have significant damage on the front end. See how that affects his run here, as the field should be receiving the one finger wave from the boss man as a flag stand, this time by pace car lights will go off, and we will get back. Green flag racing once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway. A little bit of house cleaning in order for you here. 19 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 15 out on track, with 14 left on the lead lap. Steve Baker has made it. Steve Baker, what a recovery from pole sitter to 3 laps down, now back onto the lead lap. He's got about 85 laps to get it done. We'll see if Baker can get back to the front. Pace car dunks in, and we're ready to hit the loud pedal again on the gas, and green flag flies. Once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway, Haynes going to step away from the field. Mescal Jr. digging on the bottom. Lance Yancey at the top. Side-by-side racing action between Smith and McConnell. That's to be third and fourth on the racetrack. Here comes the 81 of Zachary Compton in the mix. Bottom of the racetrack looks like it may be the place to be, too. Looking 3 wide for a moment was that 81. The 77 a little bit loose on the high side. And it looks like Travis Smith elects to go to the bottom of the speedway. The 81 is going to pick up a position from Yancey. Smith going to follow suit with the open door. Digging on the bottom of the racetrack. Move Travis Smith, previous race leader, into the top 5. Brian Mescal Jr. holding the fort down right now, sitting in second. Great recovery here tonight as well for this Mac Tools number 33 machine. Started outside pole position, had a little bit of trouble, has turned his night around and sitting pretty at the top. Whoa, big moment there for the Tabasco hot sauce number 75 machine of Waylon McConnell, able to catch the car and keep it underneath him. We stay green flag racing with a handful of green flag laps back in our pockets. We'll drop the timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of the screen. Follow along, find your favorite driver here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. Back across the stripe, digging, looking for that second position. Bottom of the racetrack goes Compton, looking to get by Mescal Jr. at the top. Side by side, that's going to bring Travis Smith, Roy Hyde, and Dustin German into the mix. Big run out of the corner. Smith going to pile in deep into 1 and 2. Unable to make the pass and complete the pass for position. Now stuck on the bottom of the racetrack. Smith trying to find a way around in fourth, looking for third. Hot and heavy action here at the front. We've got more action in the back. Let's go back here. It's not about everything at the front. Oh boy. Hard contact Hard contact for Thomas Watts, the Wrangler number 83 machine, going to have substantial damage. You can see him pancake the left-hand side off of that inside safer barrier. In big trouble now as Watts going to head to pit road. Let's get back to the action. Right here, battling for positions inside of the top 10, and look who is on his way. Steve Baker sitting in 11th, looking for more. Big moment there for Chris Spencer. He almost goes around. He almost meets the inside wall. Back up the racetrack. Almost going to clip the 77 of Lance Yancey. Big moments here for that number 11. A lot going on here at the front of the field. Brian Mescal Jr. going to catch the outside wall. Mescal Jr. into the outside wall. That's going to put Compton in. Smith around Roy Hyde. Dustin German going to follow suit. Here comes Brian Littleton. Big mistake there by Mescal Jr. Overstepping the corner and getting into the outside wall. That's going to allow a handful of drivers to get by. He'll move from second back to seventh. Great racing action all over the field. We're going to go high above the track with the turn 3 drone cam. Let's take a look as they battle for position. Big run 2, almost 3 wide into 1. High side really starting to work. You can see that double O of Roy Hyde coming into the mix. The 99 of Dustin German right here. 2, almost 3 wide again as we exit 4 down the front stretch and into turn 1. Contact at the top of the racetrack, and that's going to allow Travis Smith to almost clear. Almost grab that race lead. Contact between the 81 and the 199. And that has sent Rob Haynes back to the back now, running in that 5th position. Battle for the top spot between Travis Smith and Zachary Compton. Dustin German with a good run out of turn number 2, looking at the bottom of the racetrack, looking to grab the race lead away. Travis Smith, new race leader, front of the field once again. Smith goes back to the point. We've seen Brian Littleton near the front of the field as well. And that Hennings restraints number 80. He has made his appearance once again, now into 3rd. But check out this double O of Roy Hyde. Back of the field, started outside of your top 10. He's up 8 positions now, looking for a podium spot. Roy Hyde going to move to 4th and send Compton back to 5th. Let's ride with this man right here. Do we got that on board camera shot? We do. We've got that thumbs up. We're going to go. I was going to say awesome. We're going to go right here on board with Steve Baker. Man on a mission, driving like a madman right now. From pole sitter to 3 laps down to now knocking on the door of a top 5, Steve Baker is on his way. Baker moves into 5th with the pass. My goodness, ton of speed here. Behind the wheel of this 55 machine, what a run for Baker back to the lead lap. And back inside of the top 5. Man, if he's not going to be able to get the Jekyll Controls Hard Charger award here tonight, but if there's anybody deserving, it's definitely this man. I mean, do we got an Iron Man award we can give out, something like that? I mean, this guy right here, man, talk about never say die attitude. Steve Baker, it looked like his night was over early here tonight. Perseverance and grit kept that 55 out there on the track, just digging lap after lap. Was able to get 3 of his laps back with help from a few cautions. Has found himself back on the lead lap as we reach 3/4 of the way here in just 6 laps. Steve Baker with an opportunity to have probably the most eventful run of the season or in the history of the league. I don't think we've ever had a driver. I've been around NextGen for quite some time. One of the originators. I go way back to the conceptions of the NextGen guys. And I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen a driver start from the pole, go down 2-3 laps, make their way not just back on the lead lap, but back to the top 5. And here he is digging for more. Baker going to catch Roy Hyde going into turns 3 and 4. Take the position by the time they get to the stripe. Move Baker to 4th. We might need to leave the cameras right here, boys, because this man, I mean, we had to sit up in the chair right here because he is putting on a show. I mean, sure, Travis Smith, Dustin German going at it at the front of the field. We're going to transition right here. Battle for the race lead between 3 drivers with traffic out in front. Dustin German hanging right on that left rear quarter panel through the center of these corners. Down the racetrack, trying to stay out of the way. Seth Steele almost with some issues there. Into the outside wall is Smith. 50 laps to go here tonight in the Mac Tools 200. And we've got your top 3 drivers. Throw a blanket over them. And here comes creeping on to come up in the background. That 55 of Baker has arrived. 2 Chevys versus 2 Fords, followed by a Toyota on track. TJ Roberts. Let's mention this man right here. We're going to keep the cameras with your race leaders, but Roberts, a very eventful night as well. Caught up and involved in multiple incidents here tonight. 3 to 4 on-track incidents for that number 7 of TJ Roberts. Somehow he's persevered and found his way back to the top 5. Big wiggle out of the corner there for the 99 of German. I mean, 2 guys right here, 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Steve Baker, TJ Roberts, man, absolutely phenomenal comeback stories. And how about the pass forward position there? Brian Littleton will take advantage of the lap traffic and work his way around. He'll take the top spot away for the first time here tonight. The Hennigs Restraints, number 80 machine, will go to the top of the... Oh, big moment there for Smith. Super loose out of the corner exit. He's going to run way up the racetrack, and Steve Baker going to make his way by and into the second position. Dustin German looking for a way to get around Smith, but nowhere to go. Big run through the corner, and Smith going to catch a piece of that outside wall. Travis Smith fading. More contact between German and Smith. These 2 guys have got a war going. We kept the gap. Oh my goodness. We kept the camera here for as long as we could. The battle starting to go away. Dustin German going to walk away with that 3rd and final podium spot for the time being. But the battle is going to be between these 2 gentlemen right here. With less than 40 laps remaining, Brian Littleton showing the way front of the field. Steve Baker right behind him. Dustin German sits in 3rd. 4th place belongs to Travis Smith, with Chris Spencer rounding out your top 5. TJ Roberts sitting right there in that 6th position. And with less than 40 to go, we've got only 10 drivers left on the lead lap. Picking them up, laying them down quickly. Here is Brian Littleton at the front of this field. There you see just off in front of him is that number 5, the Coca-Cola machine of Jan Van Leer, listed in the 10th position. Last driver on the lead lap, so lap traffic will come into play once again in the closing stages of tonight's Mac Tools 200, brought to you by Brian Washburn and Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. You're watching the NextGen Racing Series. Baker closing in Looking at the pit road strategies, and the tires are not very different. About an 8-lap difference on the tires between Littleton and Baker at the front of the field. These top two have got themselves a 2-second advantage to work with over third place runner Dustin German, who has a 2-second advantage over Travis Smith. Smith with company Chris Spencer right there as well. We're going to keep it with the battle for the top spot for the moment. Let's see what Baker's got. For race leader Brian Littleton, there you can see lap traffic, heavy lap traffic in front of your race leaders as Baker dives it to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, they're going to slide up. Little bit of contact there. Slight contact through the corner. Lap car on the bottom, lap car on the top. They'll snake weave their way through the back markers as Littleton continues to keep this race lead. Baker heating them up. Looking to the bottom, down into turn number 1. Steve Baker looking for the top spot. High side hustler. Littleton making it work. You know, the trouble with that high line, though, you run so close to that outside wall. If you catch a little piece of it, you're going to scrub a lot of speed. Big dive into the corner. Crossover coming from Littleton. Baker with the top spot for the first time in a very long time. And back to the point across the line. Steve Baker has turned his night around. Wow. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal job here tonight for the man behind the wheel of that 55 machine. Never say die attitude. Steve Baker, from 3 laps down now to putting drivers' laps down. Baker back to the front. Your Damian Patton Real Estate Boulevard winner here tonight has had one of the most eventful, iconic runs back to the point, back to the race lead. Baker showing the way and stepping away. We're going to move back to another battle. Let's go back here. 3-car battle. With Lance Yancey being listed off of the lead lap, sitting 2 laps down. There the battle is for position between Travis Smith and Chris Spencer. Spencer trying to work over Smith for position to get a little closer to his SRTV teammate. Dustin German running in that 3rd and final podium position. Smith and Spencer continue to go at it. Jan Van Leer, lap traffic, bottom of the racetrack, and that's going to box in that 11 just a little bit. No, they'll go 3 wide into 1. Smith going to win the fight on the high side. A little bit of a diamond off of turn number 4. Contact down the back stretch. We roll to turn 3, and Smith will keep the position for now. Deep into the corner, a little bit of a bump there. Maybe not too happy with the contact the previous lap. Things heating up for this 4th and 5th position on the racetrack. Smith and Spencer continuing to go at it. Now the 11 will work the high side, move Spencer to 4th. Smith going to fall back to the 5th position. Brian Mescal Jr. trying to recover. Mescal Jr. starting to work into some heavier traffic. There you can see that 33 listed off of the lead lap. First driver 1 lap down. He's got company behind. Roy Hyde starting to make his way into the mix. With less than 20 laps to go here tonight in the Mac Tools 200. Steve Baker, your pole sitter, showing the way. Brian Littleton right there in 2nd. Dustin German rounding out your top 3. Biggest mover of the race in control of the Jekyll Controls Hard Charger Award, the 99 of Dustin German. Up 12 spots from 15th to 3rd here tonight in the Mac Tools 200. Brian Skell Jr. just trying to stay right here with your race leaders, trying to give himself any and every opportunity to get a lucky dog and a lap back. Should we see a late race caution, but with gaps beginning to develop throughout this field, we've got cars all over the track, but it does indeed look like the battles are starting to go away. We'll move back to the front. Race leader, then you can see him crossing the line. 14 laps now remain for Steve Baker out front, showing the way in his fast Ford Mustang. Baker, and we can't. PETA, don't get mad. I mean it figuratively here, not literally. We hate to beat a dead horse here, but man, Baker, what a run. I mean, honestly, 3 laps down, and to have the mindset of, we got a long way to go here. We still got about 180 laps. We got a long night ahead of us. We can do it, boys. We can get the job done. We can get ourselves back on the lead lap. That's what we got to work for. And we'll see where it goes from there. And doing just that here tonight, taking the race lead back with less than 40 laps remaining. Baker worked all night long to get himself back on the lead lap. And once the opportunity was there, he set sail through this field, carving it up all the way to the front, now stepping out to a 3.5 second advantage. Baker with the hot shoe tonight from Bristol. So with less than 10 laps to go, would like to take this moment an opportunity to thank all of our sponsors here with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. Of course, and as always, big time shout out to our title sponsor, Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. You can find a link to the website down in the description. Got myself a brand new Chevy Trailblazer. That's right, 2023 Trailblazer. Yes, sir. Take that nice blacked out Chevy sitting in the driveway. Loving every minute of it. Head on over to DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. Don't forget about the merchandise. They've got the original Intimidator gear. You can find some great authentic pieces over there in the souvenir shop. Don't forget to stop by. That's DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. Big shout out to Damian Patton Real Estate coming on board this year, sponsoring your qualifying session and your starting lineup, as well as Jekyll Controls with the Hard Charger Award, biggest mover of the race. That's going to belong to Dustin German. If you're looking for button boxes, you're looking for some help on pit lane, head on over to Jekyll Controls. Three laps remaining this time by. We'll see the 3-finger salute. And there it is. Steve Baker with 3 laps to go. Less than 2 miles of racing remaining for Baker to capture his first checkered flag of the season, clean and clear out front. But we've got a battle here. Let's take it back here. Dustin German, Brian Littleton going at it while Pop Sickle Sticks on display into the outside wall. Contact for Littleton. Baker with 2 to go, back to the point out of turn number 4. White flag flies. Final lap here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Down into one more time for the 55 of Baker. And what a run, man. Just absolutely phenomenal. Coming off of 4 across the stripe. Checkered flag flies. Your race leader, your race winner, your pole sitter. Man, what a run. Steve Baker getting the job done here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway. You can't ask for more guts, grit, or determination out of your driver than what we've seen on display here tonight for this 55, as he gives the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show with his post-race celebration as he enjoys a cool down lap. We're going to get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway at the conclusion of the Mac Tools 200. What a run, what a night. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to see if we can catch up and have a few words with one of the drivers that walked away in a podium position here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up the man behind the wheel of that 80 Hennings Restraints Chevy Camaro. Brian, is Dave, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, been a little bit of a moment since we had a moment to talk. How you doing? How you feeling, bro?
Not bad, not bad. A little under the weather this week, but this third place finish definitely makes it feel better.
Well, you know, getting on podiums always makes you feel a little bit better. I know victory lane would have made it a little bit more sweet, but you led some laps here tonight. A lot of great racing action all throughout the course of tonight's 200 lap event. Is there anything that you maybe would press the reset button on?
Other than having fresher tires towards the end of that race, and not wiping out Travis there. Apologize to Travis. I think I did as good as I was gonna do in that race for me. So I mean, we did all right. I'll take it. I'll take the third place.
Well, Brian, we had a little bit of a break there, you know, a 3-week little layoff with holidays and things of that nature coming into play. Tonight's race, first race back in 3 weeks, knock off the rust at Bristol. We're heading into the All-Star event next week. What's your thoughts on that non-points racing? Are the gloves really going to come off there?
Yeah, we're gonna send it.
All right. Well, I mean, you wasted no time with that answer, so expect it. It's coming. We're sending this thing. Brian, You've been here before. You know the drill. You know how we do things. So we're just going to step back. The mic is yours.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to thank Hennings Trains for being on board with us this year. Thank Dave for what you're doing in the booth and all the admin team, and Jags for what she's doing for us, and everybody that shows up every week. Without all these guys participating, we wouldn't be here. So I want to thank all those guys. Thank Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet for sponsoring us, title sponsor this year. Shout out to those guys. Yeah, it's a good time.
Well, Brian, as always, pleasure to catch up with you in these post-race interviews. We'll see if we can't get it done next week at the All-Star event. But until then, my man, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Brian Littleton with his final few words, walking away from the last great Coliseum with a podium position. A little bit of contact throughout tonight's race, but Littleton will still finish in third. That's going to move us right along the list and right up post-race alley. We're going to see if we can now catch a word with the man behind the wheel of that fast 99 SRTV machine. Dustin, how you doing, bud? You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing well, my man. Great holiday weekends passed us by. Another great weekend this weekend. Great racing action tonight. So, man, how you feeling about that second place? Gotta feel good after a 3-week layoff to come back and put this thing on a podium.
Yeah, man, it feels good to be at, at Bristol. It's not one of my better tracks. It's kind of hit or miss for me, and we had a few trying times tonight. Got a meatball with about 100 to go, I guess it was, and went down pit road, and it took my right side tire. So I'm glad it went green because I had no more right sides in the pits. But it went pretty good.
Well, that explains a lot why you didn't come get tires late in the race. You didn't have no tires, and I mean, you need tires to race, right?
Yeah, man, I ain't taking nothing away from Steve. Like, he was definitely faster, but yeah, congratulations to him on winning, man. First time back this season against the dub and the pole, so awesome for him. He's a teammate.
Well, Dustin, we're gonna kick things up a notch here next week, as if Bristol wasn't enough high stress racing. We're going to kick things off with non-points racing next week at the All-Star event. What's your thoughts moving there? Are the gloves going to come off? Are the elbows going to get up a little higher?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's Charlotte, so I think Charlotte races really good with this car. We're probably going to see a lot more beating and banging there than we did tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I love Charlotte, and we're just going to have a fun night next week.
Well, Dustin, congratulations walking away second here tonight, knocking off the rust after a little bit of a layover. Congratulations walking away with a podium position. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back at the race shop?
Yeah, thank you, Dave, and Turn 3 for doing this. Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet for putting on this NextGen series with the league here, and all the people that came out tonight, everybody watching, had fun. Smoke Show Racing, it's my team. Steve's part of it. Congratulations to him for the win. SRTV on the hood, and that's it, man.
All right. Well, again, congratulations with your podium finish here tonight. And as always, until next time, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir.
All right. Final words from the man that walks away second here tonight, Dustin German, in a little bit of a tire situation after a little bit of trouble midway through tonight's race, but able to persevere and work his way back to the front. Dustin German will walk away in second. And if perseverance is the topic, we don't have to look any further than the man behind the wheel of the 55, making his debut back here with the Next Gen Sunday Night Series. Steve grabs the pole, you grab the checkered flag. Man, that's gotta feel good.
Yeah, really fun race. I don't think we did it in the way we wanted to, but happy with the result.
Well, man, walk us through a little bit of what happened to you there. I mean, you started out front, and then all of a sudden, 2-3 laps down, you had a big mountain to climb. You were able to climb it at the end of tonight's race, get yourself back on the lead lap, work your way through the field. But what got you behind the 8-ball?
Honestly, just a mistake being rusty. Pitted under yellow with somebody behind me who I needed to let pass, and just made that mistake. Had to serve a 42nd under green, and that put us 3 laps down. But luckily, we caught enough brakes to get the wave arounds throughout the rest of the race, and then had a little bit of a tire advantage there at the end, and kept it clean.
Well, Steve, we know each other from prior seasons and things of that nature. So we know the type of speed you have behind the wheel. We know the type of talent that you have as a driver. But what type of mind state or mindset does it take to fall that far behind at a short track like Bristol, where your night can end very, very early, very, very easily? How do you keep yourself in the game, looking up at that scoring pylon, being 25 laps into the race and 3 laps down? Where do you get the willpower to continue?
Yeah, honestly, since it was early in the race, there was still a lot of time left. Teammates, just said there's still a lot of time, reminded me, and so just drove around, tried to stay in that lucky dog position, and like I said, we were able to catch the brakes at the right time, and yeah, pretty much just hanging out with teammates rather than getting off. So, and plus, like you say, you don't ever know kind of how the race is going to unfold, whether you'll get those breaks or not. So, might as well hang out and try.
Well, man, you proved a lot here tonight, not just to the fans in the stands, but to your fellow competitors. Never count you down and out. Man, what a race, what a night for you. You're going to walk away with a ton of points. I know the points really don't matter too much for you, so this season with the championships chase coming up here very shortly. First race with us on track, but man, showing up, showing out, and showing a lot of willpower and grit and determination here tonight from a very tough track. That is Bristol Motor Speedway, man. So congratulations on taking the checkered flag in the Mac Tools 200. Before we let you go and soak in the champagne, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, for sure. A shout out to everybody who puts the league on, for you, for the broadcasts, for the teammates out there. It's been a minute since I've been on the oval side of things, so glad to get back in the car and have a good night and a lot of fun. So was a ton of fun racing a lot of those guys out there, so look forward to any other races I can get to this year.
All right, well, Steve, again, congratulations on an amazing, I'm going to call it a historical run to the checkered flag. I don't think we've ever seen a pole sitter fall 3 laps down and then make it back to the front and capture a checkered flag. I'm sure Jags is going to check in on that for me, but I believe it's going to be a historic run and one to remember for a very long time. So congratulations with everything you were able to do here tonight. Look forward to catching up with you in the next few weeks. But until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. The man that we've mentioned it multiple times, from the back, or from the front to the back to the front. Walking away, checkered flag in hand for the first time here this season. Steve Baker will win the Mac Tools 200. What a night and what a race here from Bristol Motor Speedway. If you're a race fan, you couldn't ask for much more than what you've seen go down here tonight on the concrete at Bristol Motor Speedway. Man, oh man, it seriously doesn't get much better than this. We're going to finish things off on a high note and get ready for all-star racing action at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coming at you next Sunday night with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. And just like that, producer hitting the buttons in the background, you know the sounds. You know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results in the Mac Tools 200, brought to you by Brian Washburn. Checkered flag in hand, top of the stand. Steve Baker will walk away in first. Dustin German back in second, with Brian Littleton rounding out your podium positions here tonight. Chris Spencer will finish in fourth, with Travis Smith Falling to 5th. 6th place belongs to the 7 of TJ Roberts. Brian Mescal Jr. will bring the Mac Tools. 33 home in 7th, while Waylon McConnell finishes in 8th. 9th place tonight to Jan Van Leer with Roy Hyde and the 00 rounding out your top 10. In 11th place here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway, the 77 of Lance Yancey, the 83 of Thomas Watts will finish in 12th. 13th tonight to Zachary Compton with Rob Haynes in 14th. Set Steele in the next quick 28 machine slides away from the track here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway with 15th. Early trouble here tonight catches Alex Coffey out and he will walk away in 16th. 17th place to the 4 Busch Forever machine of Matthew McMeekin. Jacob Delgado back in 18th, and finishing out the 19 car field here tonight, the 69 of Gary Cleaver. Man, what a run. What a night here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Thanks to all the fans out there tuning in, watching week in, week out. 3-week layoff, and we're going to have another action-packed race next week. This is going to go down as one of the great races in the NextGen history. Right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking to get on track and find a good group to run with, look no further than NextGen Racing Leagues right here on iRacing.com. You can find them on Facebook as well as in the league directories. What a night, what a run. We're going to begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get ready for action next week from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to go all-star racing, bragging rights on the line. Who will get the job done? We'll find out next week. But first, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Showing these drivers some love and drop the thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell up there with the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, or family, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of you sponsors. Without you, there would be no us. So as we get ready to cut off the lights and roll up the cords, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.